Yeah, maybe that works a little bit better now that I'm muted, huh? All right, people, you guys know what it is. I got you, Fanny Lux. I saw the unmute button, man. Thank you. You know, we're here. This platform is about many things, and one of them is to have conversations that some people just won't have or don't know how to have. You just have people screaming on both sides. You have people not speaking to one another. And all you got is the same old tired ass rhetoric, man. It's the same old tired ass talking points from both sides. Meanwhile, you got people out there literally dying. And when is enough enough? And you hear the arguments all the time. Oh no, it's not. It's not guns. It's not. It's not guns that kill people. It's people that kill people. Yeah, but when you have a certain amount of weapons, when you have certain weapons that can put in so much work, you need to regulate these weapons. And I'm not talking about taking them away. So if you're gonna say that, just shut up. Just shut the fuck up, man. Because that's the first thing. Oh, they can't shut the fuck up. All right. We're not talking about taking your guns away. All right. So miss me with that bullshit already. So don't even come up with that on this on the comment section. Oh, you can't. Nobody's taking your guns away. That's what the idiots on the left are gonna try to tell you. And that's the problem. You got two parties who are not speaking to one another, who are not negotiating with one another. It's like they all want what they want, and they don't care what nobody else wants. And what's happening is you got children out there getting slaughtered. All right, you got little kids looking like fucking Vietnam. I could only smallly imagine what that classroom looks like. I'm sure there's body parts everywhere, and that could be your niece, that could be your daughter, that could be my grandkids, that could be your grandkids. But yet we're still sitting here. Who's got the biggest fucking cock? Who's the biggest? No, I'm gonna stick to my ground. I'm gonna stick to my ground. And meanwhile, kids are dying, man. It's a fucking joke. No regulations, period. Well, hopefully one day, Mo, when it comes, hopefully it's gonna be one of your kids, homeboy. Because it's gonna happen again. And when it happens again, hopefully it happens to people like that who say no regulations, no nothing. Okay, no problem. No problem. Ulysses, finally gonna catch a live. That's what's up, my man. Mm. Luis Espasa, I'm trying to get home, crack a beer, and finally watch it live. I hope so. I think Fanny Lux beat you to it, man. He just popped the 40. What's up, Creeps One? SUV ran over separation is parade. They never blamed black dude. I don't know. We're not talking about that right now. What you got for us, carnal? We're gonna sit here. Hold on. We're already getting a phone call coming through. Let's see what this is. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, you know what? Give me 1 second. I gotta connect the Bluetooth. That's what's going on here. And the Bluetooth should be going on right about now. Yeah, people piss me off today, man. You got hello. What's going on? Hello, hello. I can hear you.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just think they should lead by. I think they should lead by example.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Well, like they're sending tons of guns overseas to Ukraine, right? They're like giving them guns over there.
Well, they're giving them money for guns. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's sending like mixed messages that it's okay to do that.
Well, I don't know if that's sending mixed messages, but I will say that they're sending all this money to Ukraine. They're sending all this money all over the world, but yet they don't have money to sit here and fix the problem here and get some security to schools. But that's kind of a different conversation. We're actually having the conversation about should there be some kind of new gun policies, new gun regulations. All right, brother. Thanks for the call. Let me see what we got. What is this? Do I need this? No, I don't need this anymore. Say no to guns. Let's see what we got. Johnny Lowe. What's up, Gil? Tapping in from 606 La Puente in the house. What's going on? Hit that like. You know what it is, man. Okay, let's see what you guys talking about to work with this. We need to clean house and retrain policemen. These were not policemen. These were cowards. Well, Rex, I don't know. I don't know the full story. It's very easy to Monday morning or no, what is it? Yeah, Monday morning quarterback and sit there and say they should have done this, they should have done that. Because everybody's taking a small 60-second, not even a 60-second clip, like a 20-second clip of a cop speaking to a reporter talking about, and I couldn't hear because most lummies who put it on their Instagram, they had music behind it for whatever fucking reason. And I'm sorry, I'm cussing. I'm just a little pissed off right now. So there's a clip of one of the officers over there talking about that they ran into the school and they grabbed their kids. I don't know, something like that, and now they're just held up. Well, first of all, if you're a police officer, or myself, I won't even say you guys. If I'm a police officer in that small town, and I'm sure it's not a big old town, I'm sure it's a small town, right? No, hold on, we got somebody from Arizona calling in real quick. Jesus, what's going on, brother? Hey, make sure you turn off the back. Oh, there you go. Yeah, good. We're just having this conversation, man. Can you turn that? Can you turn whatever you got on back there? Because it's giving you a feedback over here on the air. Nah, no worries.
What I'm calling Yankee because these should we have new gun law regulations, right? To me, it's like as long as there's people, there's always going to be violence.
Yes, I agree.
And we have human beings that have a tendency to just have violent thoughts. I mean, we have homies, right?
Yes.
You had that homie that was always in trouble, always trying to fight, always trying to do something stupid, something crazy. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. The guns, coming from Mexico, you can't own a gun over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why the cartels do what they do. And they're so bold the way they are because they know that when they go and try to make a victim of somebody, that person has no way to defend themselves.
Okay.
So it's like a necessary evil. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, let me jump in real quick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the guns are being manufactured here in America. That's the only thing America really makes anymore. The only thing they really sell that makes money is weaponry, right? And as far as Mexico, that's a whole different subject. And Mexico is the way it is because of corruption and because of drugs and the drug money they got over there. But to sit here and say that this will be Mexico if you have new gun policies, because I'm not, okay, listen, let me make this straight to you and everybody who's listening. I am not advocating for any kind of banning of any weapon. Okay, let's get that straight. I do not want Texas, Arizona, or any red state to look like California's gun laws because I don't agree with California's gun laws. Not all of them, right? I don't believe that ARs should be banned, but I do believe this. I do believe that it's a higher caliber weapon, that it carries much more rounds. It's much more deadlier. It's almost the equivalent to 9mm being like a regular gun, a car, right? And and the AR-15 being a big diesel truck. Why do you have to have a certain license and go through rigorous training and make sure they know where you are, evaluate it? Because that big diesel truck can kill much more people than a Toyota. So in other words, if you want to have that AR-15, no problem. But you should go through some training, some evaluation where you're sitting in class with people for like maybe, a couple Sundays or Saturdays. Because if you have a guy like this gentleman, he would have stood out like a sore thumb trying to go in there and buy a gun with the AR-15. People would try to have a conversation with him. And they were like, hey, something's wrong with this guy. So that's the kind of policies that need to be put in place. I'm not saying take the guns away. And that's the thing that people, especially gun lovers, that's what they jump to right away. They jump to, oh, they're going to take our guns. No. But that's the problem. I will say that is the problem with the left because they can't get any. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. And the thing is, is like, can we try, because a lot of these times, you got to deal with the mental health aspect of it too, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, why, and that's what we have to evaluate, and I'm for it. An AR-15 for someone to have like an 18-year-old, why do they need it? They're not going target practicing. They're not going hunting, especially they live in an urban area. Why does an 18-year-old need an AR-15? You know what I'm saying? And you look at something like that and it's like, why would he buy something like that at that age? There's certain things that a 21-year-old can buy that an 18-year-old can't buy in some states, as in, I believe, cigarettes and different things like that, right? It's like, why can't the same apply to certain guns that are certain calibers that have certain magazine capacities?
And I think the reason is because you've got so much money being pushed and lobbying into gun places. Like, listen, people that sit there and think the NRA is for guns. The NRA is a lobbyist for gun manufacturers. Those are some of their biggest people that give them money. They give them money. Why? Because they want to sell guns. They want to sell bullets. That would be like, let's say, back in the days when they're passing certain laws for alcohol, we want to make it 21. Do you think the alcohol companies want to sell beer to everybody at 18? They don't like 21 because why? Because then that means their customer base doesn't come in into a few years, which means they're missing out on millions of dollars. The same thing goes with the gun manufacturers. They want to sell guns at all costs. They don't really give a shit that these people died. Right now to them is their go get the lobbyists out there, start pushing that we need more guns. So they've got the game so well played that that's the first thing they jump to. We need more guns out there. So it's like a win-win for them. People get slaughtered, we need more guns. People don't get slaughtered, we need more guns. And that's a shame.
No. Yeah, no, we need, honestly, we need better training. I think better education when it comes to it. And, and that's what it comes down to, and behavioral health ability to be able to help, like say this kid, that did this tragedy, that did committed this crime. It's like, what was going through his mind? Did he cry out for help before that? Was anybody listening?
Right.
He put stuff on social media. Were people not looking at that and saying, hey, there's something wrong here?
Right.
There's a problem.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's too late. And then we want to bring all this up. And it's like, well, there was people in his life that I'm pretty sure he cried out to.
Well,
and asked for help. They asked for something. Who knows, right?
Yeah, no, they showed his grandfather, and I'm gonna read a comment real quick. Creeps one, but some killers could act normal. Yeah, but there's always an exception to every single rule. So there's always an exception. And as far as this kid, his grandfather came out already, and his grandfather said he was a very quiet kid, that he himself didn't really speak to him whatsoever. So he was already a little bit weird. And I think we can go back to the thing you said about younger people buying the guns. Wouldn't it make more sense if you're 18, 19, and you want to buy an AR-15 that an adult that's 25 that lives in your house, that's your father, that's your mother, that's your guardian signs off that, yeah, it's okay? Because usually the people that are in the house are the ones that know if you're a little bit off the rails or if you're okay. And if a parent goes out and signs, then you should be able to get the gun. And then some people say, well, there's always exceptions to the rule. We can't sit there and govern just because one person does it, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate the phone call. I got like 20 coming in right now. All right, for sure.
You. All
right, let's see. You guys are blowing this up, man. But you guys can also join the live up top. There is a link up there. But yeah, that's what it is, creeps, man. There's always exceptions to the rules. And that's the problem that people say, oh, well, people always get guns. Criminals, well, yeah. But criminals, homies, aren't out there massacring a bunch of kids. Bone, what's going on? Is it Bone? Oh, Bones. What's up, Bones?
What's up, player?
Talk to us.
Hey, so listen to this. Look, Chicago has some of the biggest laws out there, right?
Yes.
No guns, right?
Yes.
And it has major gun crime, correct? So
yes.
Who is this going to affect? Is it going to affect the people that are legit, that are law-abiding citizens? Because anybody from the streets to go get a firearm, a pistol, an AK, AR, it's not going to affect anybody else but law-abiding citizens.
Nope, you're wrong.
Gun control.
You're wrong. You're wrong, and I'm going to explain to you why. The streets are the streets, right? Yeah, you're always going to get the dummies out there busting holes on each other, killing each other. But the difference is this. They're killing each other for gangster. They're killing each other for drugs. They're not targeting little kids. They're not targeting 10-year-olds. Maybe, yeah, you're gonna get 10. Hold on. You're gonna get those kids that get killed in the streets because of stray bullets because these guys don't know how to shoot. But they are not specifically going out and buying a gun to specifically go into a school and slaughter kids. And that's what these guys are doing. They're specifically going in there to slaughter kids. So what this is going to do is going to make it harder for these people to get those guns to go slaughter kids. And if that means some of us have to go through a couple more hoops to get an AR-15, damn it, we can't sacrifice that for our kids?
Oh, definitely. Mental health, certain mental health background checks.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And that's all we're doing. But don't take the guns away.
But at the same time, it's vice versa on it. Look at Chicago. Look how it is up there.
Yeah, but that's apple and oranges. You're talking street crime. You're talking regular old street crime. We're talking about people who are literally slaughtering children on purpose. It's two different animals. Thanks for the phone call, my man.
Got it.
All right, let's keep this thing going, man. We should brand the cars. All right. Yeah, refund the school, huh? Let's see what we got. Another one coming in. Hello, who's this?
Brian?
Brian, what's going on? Talk to us, Brian.
Hey, man, I was just calling. You know how, my idea might be out, out in the right field and all that stuff, but I think the teachers should be the ones that are putting these kids that they see that are just.
You got a lot of feedback going on there, Brian. You got something on or something? Because I can hear you like twice. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I can hear you now. Let's do this.
Okay, yeah, no, I was just thinking, like, a lot of these kids that are coming out that are, shooting up the school.
Yes.
I think the teachers, when they see the kids that have, how do you say, that are outcasts, not outcasts, but like
maybe mental issues,
bullied, or that are bullying kids and all that. I think the teachers should be the ones that, should have the rights to put these kids like on a list. So when they turn 18, turn 21 to buy these guns, they already have that background, that in their history.
That red flag.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea, but then there might be some civil issues with it. But I think that's a good idea where you kind of put them in there and not automatically disqualify you, but make them do a little more rigorous background check on yourself.
Yes, because I'm originally from Whittier, California.
That's right.
But now I live in the sticks of northern Nevada.
Right.
I live in a small town now.
Right.
And exactly what you said is going on right now, where Reno, the Washoe School District, is applying that same thing. Where if the teachers see a kid, doing bad, they tell the officers, the school districts, whatever. But like you said, these kids are turning around and suing the school.
Yeah,
they're suing the school district and all this stuff because they say they're feeling like they're getting picked on, but it's like, we don't know if you're going to turn around and do this stuff, especially at a time like this.
Right. For sure. Hey, my man. Thank you for the phone call, huh?
Yeah.
You got it. Let me see. Why did they take so long to go into the school, and why was the door unlocked? Like I said, that was the door unlocked. I don't know what the policy is, but they should be locked. We had the conversation. We need security. We need securities at these schools. But I'm not going to sit here and criticize everything the police did as of yet until everything comes out. And before I was saying, before the phone calls started coming in, which they're coming in now. Let's see what we got. It's in North Cal. What's going on, carnal?
Hey, what's going on?
Talk to me, brother. You good? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I hear you now.
Okay. What's up, man? Talk to us.
Oh man, it's same old shit, huh? Same old shit.
Yep.
The other day.
Yep, that's how it works. So what do you got to say about this?
Old, I don't know, man. Same old crocodile tears. Same old.
Yes.
I mean, prayers. There's no time to talk politics. Yep. I mean, what better time to talk politics than now?
Yeah, it's always the same thing. Our prayers, our condolences to the family, our hearts are with them. We stand with you, Texas. We will be there until the next news cycle. All that, but the thing is it's
strong and
it's both sides, because then that's right now the left. Then the right is gonna say we need more guns. We need more guns to protect these kids. No, we need to pass some legislation that keeps these type of guns away from them weirdos, not from you regular people, from them weirdos, man. It's an issue.
Exactly. Yeah, you already know I'm ready. When I'm blue, I lean left.
Right.
But I don't say the answer's not taking everybody's gun, but these Republicans, they're so scared of the NRA.
Yes, that's their money.
We can't even get this. There's like 80% approval in the United States, and we can't even get red flag laws passed. They've been trying to do it for 20 years.
I've spoken to many people who are advocates of guns. They love guns. There are even NRA members, and they'll say the same thing. Yeah, this is silly. This is insane. This is ridiculous. Yeah. But the politicians that speak for them. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're so scared of getting the DRNF from the NRA in their annual gradings that it's bullshit. Ted Cruz and Greg Abbott, they got an NRA meeting this week. They're going to go up there and they're going to brag about how they made it so much easier to get guns in Texas.
Yeah, and that's what they do. And hopefully it doesn't continue to be a problem in states like that, because we have our shootings here in California, but a lot of them are guns. In New York, the other one was a gun, except for the Buffalo one. But a lot of these guys go ahead.
Yeah, like Mr. Chingo Bling and the other guys you have come on in here, the super riot. That's all they talk about. This stuff could never happen over there because everybody has guns, right? That's the answer.
Yeah, but obviously it didn't work.
With a bigger gun, or what's the lunch lady gonna do with a gun when three cops left there shot up? But the lunch lady with the gun, she's gonna stop it, right?
Exactly, man. It's become a joke.
The gym teacher who goes to the range once or twice a year, he was gonna stop that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke, man. And we need to come together and let both these parties know that we're tired of the bickering. We want some real action. We don't want to take people's guns away. We just want it harder for these guys to get the guns. No. That's what it is.
No, like the dude who just did that one in Buffalo. The FBI talked to him for an hour and a half last year for some crazy shit he was saying.
Right.
But again, no red flag law, so they're dead set against any type of database.
Yeah,
I guess supposedly one day they're gonna have to fight the government, and they don't want no databases. And these dudes who go paintball on the weekends, right? But they're gonna fight the military one day.
No, and they're on Instagram showing their guns, and they're on YouTube showing the videos of all the guns and everything they got, but they don't want the government to know. These guys are. It's a sad reality, but the real worst part is how many kids are actually dying, man. Hey, thank you for the phone call, NorCal.
Yeah. Hey, thank you.
All right, my man. Let me show you guys, man. Oh, they don't stop. Can't show you because they don't stop. Pórtate bien, carnal. Tell these politicians que se porten bien, esos cabrones, güey.
Pórtense bien, motherfucker. See up in this motherfucker, dog. Everybody need to stop already, bro.
Talk to me, Predict.
You know
Talk to us.
They're just making us forget about certain things and move on to some other stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to cover up something else and make us throw our energy somewhere else, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's true what that other guy said, man. The Texas policies over there with the guns is way different than in California, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're really in the Wild Wild West having questions over here.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, look, with all the guns they have over there, this still happens. So obviously that's not working. So they need to make something where you can't let these guys just go in there and buy a gun without knowing who they really are. Not regular guns, an AR-15 or something strong like that.
Well, yeah, man. I'm just talking in general because they be flexing over there in Texas, Georgia, all this shit that you could just get a gun like there's nothing. But you watch the news, all the crazy shit that really be happening in those states out there, bro.
Yeah, but
vamos a hablar bien, homie.
Quiero que sepas, carnal. For sure, Predict for sure.
But you're on a good topic, man. And I just called in just to show you that I'm watching and I'm supporting everything you do. And when people bring up your name, I'm like, let the man do his thing. You know what he's talking about, homie. We need more people like that, more fucking people, dog, that need to speak up for us, man.
That's what's up.
Everybody over there always hiding in the shadows. Oh, I think we should do this. I think we should do that with the homie American told us doing it, man. Start supporting that homie, dog.
That's what I'm talking about, homeboy. That's right, Predict that, man. Shout out to you, my man.
And that's what I wanted to call up and tell you, dog. Like, next time come up to the Pórtense Bien podcast, homie, so we can talk about some of that.
All right, homie. I'll be there in a couple of weeks, carnal.
All right.
You got it,
Much love, homie.
Much love, homie. Gracias, eh? That's the homie right there. That's what's up, man. Psychopaths are gonna kill with or without a gun. Yeah, Daniel, psychopaths are gonna kill with or without a gun, but with a gun and they can kill X amount of people. With the AR-15, they can kill more of the X amount of people, and that's what we're trying to do: is minimize the death tolls, especially in school. Go ahead. Mr. Alex Enamorado, ¿cómo estás?
Ahí estamos. Finally, man, I get through. Oh. Man, you need a Kiss FM phone line, bro, where you have a waiting line.
Hey, you can go on the top of the comment section. There's a link to the video too if you wanted to get in. But no, thanks for calling in, man. What's going on, Alex?
Same here, man. Look, I think we agree on changing legislation. I just feel like, look, I'm gonna be straight up. So the human brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25 years old.
Correct.
Sometimes for men, all the way up to 30. All right.
Yes.
These two past mass shootings we've had this past month, they were carried out by an 18-year-old, right?
Yes.
When you talk about, like you said, that when you have a big rig and a truck, but there's an actual purpose for a rig. There's an actual purpose for a knife, you know, whether it's food, transportation. But the only purpose in AR-15, and I'm not talking about banning them all. I'm talking about, like, what is the purpose? a lot of conservatives say the purpose is, well, what if the government does this and we have to fight them? But yet conservatives love the military. They actually enlist in it. So it's like, you think that your AR-15, even if we all had AR-15s, we wouldn't be able to put up a fight against the strongest military in the world. The military-industrial complex has nuclear weapons. You know what I'm saying? So there is nothing that we can do with an AR-15 against your own military that you love so much. The other thing is just like, why hold the government liable for allowing these 18-year-olds and without any strict background checks? That's all we want. I'm a socialist. I'm pro-gun, but because the NRA passed a lot of laws against, they supported gun control until the Black Panthers had guns, you know?
Yes.
So I understand why they don't push gun laws on LA. They don't push gun laws in Chicago, but yet they don't understand that LA and Chicago get all their guns from their neighboring states because they're not islands.
Yes.
They get it. Chicago gets them from Indiana.
Yep.
LA gets it from Texas, you know? So,
or Arizona.
That's all. Yeah. Arizona.
Well,
so
listen. As far as when you're saying people wanting to defend themselves, no, I give them that. Listen, whether it's gonna work or not, that's their right. That's their Second Amendment right. And I think that's where a lot of people stop really having these conversations, Alex, because they come with, we want to take your guns away. To me, is this: you can keep your guns. Just make it harder for people who have these kind of mental issues to get the guns. Put the red flags in there. Make it where I understand how you say that diesel trucks bring food and everything else. They have a purpose. Well, those guns, they are for sport as well. I went to the event where it was Angel Cortez, the Navy. I mean, not the Navy SEAL. The what was he? One of those? I'm sorry. The green. What are they called? I'm stuck right here. Not the Navy SEAL, not the Green Beret. One of those major guys, right, in the Army.
Yeah.
So we went out there and there was a bunch of vets and they were shooting those kind of weapons. And it was a blast. It really was. I could see how they enjoyed it. I could see how much fun it was. So it is a sport. I know many people say it's not a sport, but then I'll also say that NASCAR is not a sport. You're just going in circles, but it is a sport, right? So I think we need to find a common ground where it works for both, because right now what you got from the President of the United States, all he's talking about is pretty much assault band rifles, and you're never going to have it with that type of conversation.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I agree, but at the same time, what I guess what these corporate Democrats see is like, well, what outweighs the pros and cons between a sport and having your children's lives lost? But at the end of the day, I think we all can agree that an 18-year-old with no background check to get an AR-15, just to be able to walk in, like in Texas, they just passed a law in September where you can walk around with a blicky without getting stopped. Like here in LA, yeah, the homies get guns, but man, like that's just like nerve-wracking being in the Rampla in the car. You know, you're gonna get stopped by the cops and shit like that. Like over there, you could just walk around with that shit. You feel me?
Yes, I do. But
I just feel like let's wait until their brains are fully developed. Yeah, if they get it from someone else, then fuck it, and that's out of our problem.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. We tried.
That.
No, but also another one this is another one that I believe. I got a couple policies that I would believe would work, right? Either that, or if the 18-year-old walks into the gun shop, he's walking in with his father or his guardian, his legal guardian, and that legal guardian signs for him. In other words, he's the co-signer. If anything happens, you're taking the heat for this, right? And if not that, if the 18-year-old doesn't live with his parents, he has to show proof of residence that he is the primary resident in that place, because who knows the person with the gun more than the person that lives with them? So if that 18-year-old can prove, hey, I got my own gas bill, in other words, I'm responsible to have a job, to have my own apartment, then maybe you feel something out, like, all right, this guy is responsible. Look, he has a job, he has this, he has his own place. Because most of these guys live at home with their mama because they're mentally out of whack. So there needs to be rules.
And I'll find out with this, like if Texas and like the NRA pushes lax gun laws in white areas, let us have guns too. I want to have they won't let me do that. They won't let people from LA walk around with AR-15. They won't let people from Chicago walk around with AR-15. Why? Because gun control is a racist agenda that the NRA pushed when the Black Panthers had guns, right?
Yes,
so
it was.
Like, why can't we have them too? Like, I want to have one too. I want to walk around with a blicky on my side, even if it's a handgun.
Hey, people,
why not let us have it too?
People don't know that.
At the end of the day,
wasn't it Ronald Reagan that made that gun laws when the Black Panther stuff was going on?
Yeah. So it was a little bit before that. But at the end of the day, like, I just feel like, you know, the 18-year-old thing is like too young for that, and just But at the end of the day, you see who funds these Republicans. It's 50 senators not doing shit, even though 90% of people agree that, you know, we should have stricter background checks.
Yes.
And another thing is this. We do have an excess of guns because, look, we only make up 4% of the world's population, right?
Yes,
but
sir.
yet we have almost 50% of the world's guns.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so that has to call into something onto why we have these mass shootings. But at the end of the day, it's just all we're asking for right now. Stop the narrative that most Democrats want to take away your guns. Nah, homie. We're just trying to make it harder, like you said, for all these weirdos to have these shits. That's it.
For sure.
And if y'all gonna let them have it, let us have it too. Because I assure you, the NRA, they won't like it when blacks and browns are strapped up too. So, and another thing, I just want to address in my final last thing, because I know you got to go to other calls. Anybody else saying in the conservative comment section that if you don't like the United States, then get the fuck out of here. You know, we're trying to make the United States better. And if you don't learn your history, why people come here is because of U.S. intervention in southern countries. The U.S. has been proven to have overthrown Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador's Honduras government, which is why we're here. Because guess what? When we come here, at least we won't be overthrown by the U.S. because we're here. You know, they destabilize those countries. And just learn your history before making ignorant comments like that. But we're trying to make this country better.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day.
All right, my man. I always appreciate the good conversation, brother. Have a good one, huh?
Gracias.
Ya está, carnal. All right, let's see. Illinois has been trying to get in here real quick. We got Carlos. You finally made it through, Carlos.
Man, I know, man. Killing. Hey, man. I'm from Illinois, brother. And just some clarification, man. I heard the other caller calling about Chicago and stuff, and we go to neighboring states. And I've had my FOID card since I was 18. That's in Illinois. You have to have a FOID card to have a gun. But you got to be 18, and you can't buy a handgun until you're 21.
Okay, that's actually a good thing.
But you know, it's they run it through the state. You know, it takes like 6 months before you get approved. You know, you gotta. Well, it's some homework.
So I mean, that's a good thing, no?
Yeah, it's a good thing. You know, people talk all this shit about Illinois that, you know, it's a corrupt state, you know, right into the core, but, you know, they make you jump some hoops to get a gun out here.
Right.
And
but all states are corrupt when you get down to it. Not just Illinois, everybody.
Yeah, but you know, here I give it to Illinois. A lot of schools, man, they got cops, not rent-a-cops, not security guards with tasers. They got cops. You know, that a lot of them are about to retire. There's a town called Dixon, Illinois, where they actually had a guy go into the school, and the school cops shot the kid before he did any damage.
Ooh. Okay. So.
And I'm just saying, like, I give it to Illinois. You know, we're corrupt, we're high in tax, but you know, as far as schools go, they got, you know, they're on point.
That's right.
As far as I know, I've never had a school shooting. You know, my kids, you know, I thank God that as much as I hate it here, but like, hey, you know, there's 3 cops in that school that. You know, they're there. And
that's what we should have in every school. We should have cops in every school, but we also need to make it harder. I mean, let these guys get those guns, man.
Oh, yeah. You know, like I had to jump some hoops. You know, I can't get my concealed carry because as long as you're not a convicted felon, you can own a gun. But since I have a gang profile, I've been arrested and I'm in the books for a gang member. I can't have a concealed carry. So that's another. Hey, man.
Yeah.
As long as I can keep a gun in the house.
For sure. Family, for sure. Hey, brother, thank you for the phone call, huh?
But, all right, man. Take it easy.
All right, brother. Late. Okay, so see, this is the problem here. The problem is that if you start making gun restrictions, where does it stop? That would be the beginning of all guns being banned. Well, the problem is people like you, Del Toro, with no common sense, don't want to give up any ground. So, in other words, just let the kids keep getting killed, right? That's it. The people like you are an issue because you don't see this, man. This is what you don't see. These are the people whose brain parts are in this classroom, whose body parts are in this classrooms, who've had their head blown off, who had limbs blown off. These are the little babies that are getting killed because people like you don't want to sit there and go through a hoop to let one of these assholes get an AR-15. The wife, this is the teacher, her husband just died of a heart attack. Why? Because people like you want to sit there and say, oh, well, we can't lead our guns. This is what's going on. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. Nobody wants to take your damn guns. Nobody wants your fucking guns. You can keep your guns. Make it harder for fucking psychopaths to come in there and kill our kids. That's all we're asking for. That's it, man. Jesus. I didn't mean to pick on you, but I had to go now. Had to. That's exactly what it is. All right. Sean, what's up? Talk, brother. Talk to us.
I'm always talking. First of all.
Oh, what's going on, my man?
Hey, I'm always good, man. I'm blessed.
That's
blessed
right.
always to be alive, you know?
That's right, homeboy. Yes, sir.
Hey, you know what this is, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's why I said, Sean, what's going on, homeboy? That's the homie. Big Bucks.
Hey, so first of all, I want to say RIP to all the, those kids, because that kind of broke my heart, to death. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Those children out there, that's first and foremost. When I think about, because I live in the state of Nevada, just like the Wild Wild West, just like Texas out here.
Right.
I do believe that we should put some type of legislation down, or some type of, make it a little bit harder, or some type of background check to be able to get a gun. Because right now you can walk in Walmart, buy some milk, buy a gun, and get out of here.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we could buy a gun faster than baby formula right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's a simple background check to see if you mentally stable, or if you make threats to the FBI or some crazy stuff. That's the simple stuff, but the legislation's not going to have it. There's a bill right now that the senators will not pass. It's been, available to pass the last 2 years, but the NRA, it's all about, big money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's always going to be about big money.
Yes.
Back then, we wasn't, when we was going to high school, we wasn't worried about people like really, bringing, getting shot at school or something. We was more worried about the streets and drive-bys.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And now things are, totally a change.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
What's that?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, what do you think about this? Because I was in, I'm chilling. I went to the barbershop, right? And I was talking to the owner of the barbershop. Cool dude, legit dude, business owner. We were talking about guns. I asked him, how many guns in yo? He said like 25. I was like, damn, 25 guns? And that kind of like alarmed me. Like, why do you need so many damn weapons? 25? I think that's, to me, I think it's like too many. You ain't gonna be able to shoot 25 guns.
Yeah, but with that, again, I don't care. You want to have 100 guns, that's on you. As long as it's done legally, it's almost, a lot of these people, they do it for sport. They really enjoy having all these guns. It's like some of us who have a bunch of baseball caps. Some people who are balling out who have 10 lowriders. Some
like
people.
Jordan, like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is for guns. So we can't sit there and just simply say, "Oh, why you got so many guns? There should be a cap on guns." And I think that's what some of these gentlemen who are so pro Second Amendment are afraid of. But that's why we need to sit in the table and have these conversations. Say, listen, man, you can have as many guns as you want. You can have whatever type of weapon you want, but we need to make it more difficult for these type of people to get these guns. And that's it. And that's what it comes down to.
The reason I was bringing that up, because I read an article the other day when a second grader in Cali brought a gun to his school.
Right.
A second grader.
I've seen.
And that's crazy, because if you're going to have all these weapons and these 25 guns, you better make sure you lock all these guns up, especially if you have a family, you have kids, stuff like that. I mean, if you have 25 questions, you better have a gun safe. But people don't all have gun safe. They have it in the closet. They have it underneath to have an easy access. They're not all secure. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Gil? And that's one of the things I say about that.
For sure, Sean. Thanks, Big Bugs. Appreciate the call, my man.
All right, later.
Wait. They're coming in. Yeah, they'll tell us the price you pay, homie. Having one of your nieces and nephews get their head blown off. That's not the price. That's not the price I want to pay, or say I'm willing to pay. Man, I got grandkids, man. I got grandkids in elementary school, and that's one price I am not willing to pay. Let's see. Give me a second. Estás en la chamba, Fernando.
What up, Gil?
What's going on, man? Talk to us.
Hey, man. I see everything. I've been hearing I've been following you for a long time now, right?
That's right. Thank you.
And I've been hearing a lot of people, call in and say their thing. How about we start thinking about so much about guns, right?
Right.
How about we start thinking as parents? I myself have kids, right? I have a boy and a daughter. I have a boy and a daughter.
Okay.
And I watch my kids, and I mean they're still young, but I make sure that I keep an eye on everything that they do since a young age. Because since you're a kid, you're already watching everything you see. You do everything you see, and some of these parents don't even care about their kids, man. They just leave them by themselves. I know some of them are single parents, single mom, single dad. You know what I mean? And why not fucking have a little bit more care about our kids? You know what I mean? And stop thinking about so much about fucking guns.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing, and you as a father who's taking care of business can say that and feel that hopefully more people would be like that. But the sad reality is there's a whole generation of people who just don't care, straight up, who don't care.
No, yeah, don't. Oh, for sure.
So
also too, bro. Too, all these influencers. You know what I mean? All these influencers, all these fucking, IG people, fucking TikTokers, fucking. There's bad YouTubers out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, for sure, brother, for sure.
Push a fucking bad agenda on these new kids. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, yes.
And it's and everybody wants to blame the guns. You know what I mean? A gun is not gonna shoot itself, bro.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It's a mental fucking person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the guns should be harder for these mental people to get them. That's what I think it comes down to.
For sure, bro.
I think that's
sure. Because I own guns myself, right?
Right.
And when I go out shooting, my daughter, she's there, bro. She don't even like guns, you know what I mean? But I take her so she can know how it is to hold one, to be able to fucking, you know what I mean? Know at least the basics on a gun.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Now, all these kids that do all these mass shootings, they probably don't even know how to fucking use a gun, bro. They probably just fucking load this shit up, and they don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, they know enough to kill 19 people, so that's all they need to know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's lack of fucking parenting also, bro.
For sure. No, 100%. It's a lack of a lot of stuff.
Because like you said, you seen the grandpa, came on. He said that he was a very quiet kid, and there was no conversation. They wouldn't even talk, or they wouldn't even socialize. I mean, there's already something iffy about that kid.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why they should be like a law where they're calling the adult, or adult has to be in there until the kids turn 25 for them to sign off. Because I'm sure the grandfather would have been like, "No, you're not getting this." Hey, my man, I got a couple phone calls coming in. I appreciate the phone call. God. Isaiah from Colorado. What say you, my man?
What's up, Gil?
What's going on?
Okay, so I know there's got to be a little bit of give and take.
Yes.
As the person who votes Republican and a Chicano, the things that you're saying, I will agree with. If you got to go through a psych evaluation and for the AR-15s, and things like that, and take classes and things like that. That's in my opinion. But the other thing, I was talking to my vieja earlier. We were talking about this whole thing, and I was all like, it's almost worth it, just whether it be moms and dads. I would assume it would be more dads than moms, but to get involved, even if it means skipping a day at work, if you can talk to your district, and there's they look like 9mm, but they're pepper spray guns, and the pepper spray looks like little paintballs.
Right.
And
I know what you're talking about.
Even if a person could do a fundraiser, and people could sign up and be like, okay, we need this many people for this day, and you can have, I guarantee you, I bet you a bunch of parents, would be like, hell yeah, sign me up, I'll be there for that day. Yeah. And you have people assigned for Monday through Friday.
Yeah, but I think that'll be a small deterrent. But a guy with an AR-15 is gonna kill those people. I don't think, I know for a fact America has enough money to to fund schools that will have at least 2 armed security guards at the school, and there's only one entryway to go into these schools. All the other ways are closed up. In other words, this guy would have had to have gone through 2 armed securities, which maybe he would have got through, but that would have gave the school enough time to hit an alarm and let everybody know, lockdown. And that's the issue, because we need really armed security guards, but that's just it's like the thing. It's a lot of things. It's mental health. It's the way these guys are raised. It's a whole recipe for destruction, right? So we need to little by little find ways to deter these guys and make it harder for them. And see, what I hear from most people who are Republicans who own guns, they really are like you. They like, yeah, there should be some other stuff, but the conversation gets hijacked by all these bozos that are in the Senate and Congress that are in the pocket of the NRA, are in their pockets, and they, oh no, we need more guns. And then you got the left, oh, we need to get rid of all the guns. No, we as citizens of the United States, for the most part, agree, don't take the guns away, but make it harder for these individuals to get these guns. What is so hard for politicians to understand that? I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. Like I said at the beginning, there has to be a little bit of give and take. The reason I say those pepper spray guns is, honestly, I would love it if there was guns in the classroom. Even if you didn't have security guards there or official police there, at least have some teachers go through some training to carry a firearm.
For sure.
And it might deter them a little bit.
For sure.
You know, that's what I think. But I don't think that it would get. I don't think that we'll get that, to be honest.
That's right.
I own 2 handguns and a rifle, and they stay locked up the majority of the time. My rifle,
should.
I don't even have it. I don't even have it at my house. I keep it at my mom's house, and then I'll clean it up when I go hunting. But it is a sad situation.
It's
but nobody
horrible.
wants to give and take.
Yes.
Nobody wants to. Everybody wants to take and not give.
Well, what's going to happen is we're going to continue to have these things. Hey, brother, thank you for the phone call, Colorado. So, Mr. Venado 951. Again, these are the childish, and I'm not saying you're a child, but these are the same old talking points, childish talking points. More people die by handguns than they do by AR-15s. Yeah, but we're not talking about just most people. We're talking about kids getting slaughtered in fucking school. Who's getting killed in these schools and what type of weapons? AR-15s, high-power rifles that can put a shitload of magazines in there. So let me ask you this. If me and you are in a fight, they put us in a warehouse, and I got the AR-15 and you got the 9mm, who's got the better chance at winning? And don't tell me, oh, well, I know how to shoot a 9. Get out of here. The issue is not about we're not talking homicides in America. We're not talking about death toll in America. We're talking about how do we slow these people from getting AR-15s and going and slaughtering people, kids, not people, children in school. That's the issue we're talking about. And that shit is just diversion. Oh, when more people get killed this way, where more people get killed by DUI, so then we got to ban alcohol. That kind of stupid-ass fucking argument. Shit. Sorry, these people get me worked up here. Yeah. Whoever's more tactical with the training. Well, tactical my ass. Let me get the AR-15. You get the 9, homie. Let's see how tactical you are. It's this way. Always more tactical. Fucking playing Call of Duty all the time. Del Toro, you're speaking like a typical left. That's how they want to react. You fucking jackass. When did I ever say I want to take your guns? You can hit the live. You can make the phone call. You guys are the weakest fucking minded people. You'll make a stupid ass little comment because really you can't sit there and actually have a conversation. Why don't you call in, Mr. fucking Tora? Because you ain't a bull, homie. You got your shit clip, carnal. Let's see it. Hello.
Oh, this is Ashley.
Ashley, what's going on, Ashley?
Okay, so first of all, I would love to say that what happened in Texas is so heartbreaking. It breaks me to my core.
Absolutely.
I have not stopped crying over the situation because this hits home for me. My kids are 8 and 7 years old.
Yeah.
They're starting their 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And these are the same kids that were attacked. I couldn't even pick up my kids from school without looking at the other kids and imagining how other parents are feeling right now, knowing that they'll never be able to bring their babies home again. This situation, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't even be happening.
Right.
I am pro-gun. I believe that we should have guns. I believe that we should have guns to protect our homes, to protect our families, and to protect ourselves.
Yes.
But I feel that we should have laws and regulations in place where there's a waiting period, where you apply for a gun and you have maybe a month or 2 month waiting period. And during that month or 2 month waiting period, they should be doing a social media check. They should be doing a reference check, background check. They should be, making sure that you have a good record and making sure that you're a clean person, a mental evaluation. There's so many ways that we could go about this to help prevent this.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of people who are mentally ill who are buying these weapons and using them for wrong things.
Yes.
I mean, it's so heartbreaking. Just the fact that he told these kids, "Are you ready to die?" and then he shoots them up after he legally buys these guns that he worked so hard for. He worked this job just to get an enjoyment out of this, and it's ridiculous. We really need to put some gun control in order, because if not, this is going to continue to happen. And if we don't make a fuss now, if we don't step up now, if we don't speak up now, if we don't do something about it now, who's to say where's the next spot going to be? Where's the next mass shooting going to be? We cannot continue to let this happen. We have to put a stop to it, because I don't know if my kids are going to be next, or if my family members are going to be next. We don't know who's next, and it's so sad. I'm in fear every day to send my kids to school because I'm afraid of getting a call that, oh, we're having a mass shooting, all this, all that. It's terrifying as a parent nowadays.
We shouldn't be playing Russian roulette with our kids. We shouldn't be having parents like you worry about, is my kid going to get killed today? No, you're supposed to worry about, is he going to get good grades? How did he do on his test? How is he interacting with the other kids? That's what parents should be worrying about. And now you're going to have little kids worrying about, am I going to get killed at school? And most people like yourselves who do have guns, they're reasonable. Most gun owners are reasonable and think like you do. Like I said, I've spoken to many. I keep hearing it. I've yet to really even get a phone call from somebody saying, no, we're going to keep our guns. No, most people are reasonable, and we need to sit there and tell our people in our states, hey, man, we don't want the guns, but we need to stop this, because what's going to happen is you're going to get it happening again. Because why? Because these guys, for whatever sick-minded reason, they want to hit these schools. And once these schools have securities, which hopefully they have one day, they're going to start hitting malls. They're going to start hitting. So the reality is we need to slow these guys from getting these weapons.
Yes, and another point is that I would like to make is that our schools nowadays, with today's time, I believe that all schools should have an armed security. There should be a one-way in, a one-way out. All classrooms should be locked during school hours, and there should be one armed security. You have to pass that security when you go through. Here in Arizona, I live in Tucson, Arizona. My kids attend the Sunnyside District. And we just received a letter from them stating that, how heartbreaking the situation is, and that we're going to have a parent meeting soon about how we could up the safety at our schools. And the district is also partnering with our local sheriffs, so that way we could always have sheriffs patrolling our school. And it's sad that this is what it has to come to, but I believe that this needs to take place, because those innocent little babies should not have gone through this. They were celebrating. They just got their award.
Yeah.
They were just with their parents not even an hour prior to this, and then their lives were just viciously taken.
Yeah,
it's enraging. It's ridiculous.
It really is. Thank you so much for the phone call and for the insight.
Yes, and one more thing.
Take your time.
People that are out there that see people that have a mental illness, if you know someone that has a gun, that isn't caring for it well, that has suicidal thoughts, that is not acting right, that is going through hard times, don't be afraid to speak up, because it could save a life. It could save your child's life, a family member's life, an innocent person's life. Do not be afraid to speak up if you know that someone is suffering from a mental illness, because mental illness is serious nowadays. And what COVID, that has spiked it up to a whole new level. With COVID, with grocery prices, gas prices, cost of living, the homelessness, the drugs, everything. People need to be on the lookout, and people need to not be afraid to speak up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the phone call.
Of course, Gil. Thank you so much.
For sure. That was great. So, Stilo 13, thank you for that 99 super chat. As always, Gil, love and respect the conversation on topic, man. Try to get these things in here. 2 National Guards with ARs at school. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. People act like I want to get rid of guns. What part of I want people to keep the guns? They don't understand. Because why? Because they want to keep on arguing like little kids. Hello, caller. Who is this again? Emilio. What's up, Emilio?
Hey, what's up? Hope everything good. First and foremost, I just want to say, hopefully this awakes us in Texas. I was going to say, what's your thoughts on the police trying to stop their parents from trying to get the kids?
Well, that's a kind of a different topic, but I'll hit it real quick. Most people are seeing a 30-second clip of a cop saying something about them going in there and got their kids and that they were holding out the parents. But that's just a small part of the story, because the people who actually shot and killed this guy were INS agents, right? Because in the small,
have you seen videos of people getting arrested?
Yeah, I have. And you know what?
Detained?
And okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna let these people run in there and get shot and killed? No, they're gonna make the situation worse. Obviously, there is emotion, you got your kids in there. Of course, I would probably do the same thing. But at the end of the day, you gotta hold the scene. You can't just get people get emotional and start running in there, because what's gonna happen? It's gonna make the slaughter number even go worse. You can't do that. So I understand the parents; they had every single right because what was going on, but we don't know exactly what happened. From the sounds of it, they went in there. He was in that 4th grade classroom. By that time, he probably shot and slaughtered all the kids in there, and the cops were outside. And that's when they said they were barricading, because it's not like the movies where this guy's in there and all of a sudden G.I. Joe comes in, breaks the door down, and shoots the guy in the head. But it almost was like that, because the INS guy almost got shot. You saw his head. He had a big old scar from one of the bullets going through there. So they were obviously in an active shooting situation. It wasn't a sniper that got him. They were having a gun battle, and thank God they killed this son of a bitch. But it's very
Border Patrol did, though.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's law enforcement. It's the same thing. Border Patrol in that town, it's a border town. They're very close. So they say it's typical for Border Patrol to answer calls like that, because the cops aren't that big in those areas. So at the end of the day, it was law enforcement, whether it was Border Patrol, because some people say something, F Border Patrol. It's like you can't win. At the end of the day, it's a horrible, horrible situation. You got a bunch of babies that are dead. And let's talk about how we prevent this from happening again. And that's taking those weapons away from those kind of people.
Right.
Thank you for the call, brother. Let's see what we got. Did you hear what the other 3 kids? Yeah, I heard something like that. Gil, do you think it's health issues as much as gun problems? Absolutely. It's definitely, these guys are not right in the head. It is absolutely a health issue. But for people with those kind of mental issues to be able to go in a store and buy those kind of guns is the problem. That's the problem. Again, nobody wants your weapons. You want 20 AR-15s, I don't give a shit. As long as you do it legally, you do what you want. This is America, damn it. But we need to make it a little bit more difficult. But people's argument will be, they're going to get the weapons anyways, right? All right, well, I got a list. All right, guys, let's make drugs legal. Everybody, crack cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, everything you want. Let's make drugs legal. Why? Because you're not going to stop drugs. We all know that, right? Where do we draw the line, right? Let's open the borders. Everybody, the borders from now on are going to be completely open, because as you already know, you can't stop us from coming in. We're coming in. So I hate to break the news to you guys. Drugs are going to be legal. The borders are going to be wide open, because we can't stop the border. There's no reason into it, right? Another one. It is my right. Don't infringe on my rights. These are the same sons of bitches that will tell a woman you can't have a baby. What? You're going to infringe on a woman's right to have a baby? I thought you were about freedom, doing whatever you want. These are the same jackasses that always talk about infringing, right? No driver's license. Let's get rid of all the driver's license. Why do we need driver's license? There's always people that are going to drive without driver's license. Let's get rid of that stuff. And then, last but not least, age restriction on alcohol. Teenagers are going to drink. People are going to have DUIs. People are going to die. Why? So in other words, fuck these laws. We don't need these laws. They're infringing on my rights as an American. No, you jackass. They're making it safer for your neighbors, for people around you. Because if people did everything they wanted to do, this will be a hellhole. And all we're trying to do is make it safer for your kids, our kids, everybody's kids. If you want your kids to die and do that, that's on you. Me, myself, I'll be on the right side of this issue. And the right side of this issue is not taking your guns away. It's making legislation that makes it much more difficult for people who have mental health from getting these guns and killing your kids, man. With that shit, I'm out.